Now my thinking here is that I not only want to shorten this just a tiny little bit, maybe just 1/8 of an inch, so that more thread will be grabbed by the nut when I screw it on the top, but also I want to round it over just a little so it doesn't look quite so pointy. Now the reason for the long rod is so I can get a little flat area where the nut is going to seat properly on the very top of it. In other words, there won't be a gap on the bottom part of the nut. It'll just look a little bit better. Now I realize at first glance it looks like I'm grabbing onto this piece with these jaws here, but it's actually the tenon is going inside and it's being grabbed by the tenon, but unfortunately it's a fairly short grab, so I'm hoping it's not going to come loose on me. Now because I already had 220 grit sandpaper on this thing, I just left it on. But you know, it's just not taking the wood down enough to get rid of these tool marks that were made by the scraper. That's the problem when I use a scraper instead of a skew or something. I don't get quite as smooth a job as I could otherwise if I used a different tool, or maybe I should say learned to use a different tool. This 80 grit will do a lot better job at taking the wood down in a hurry, and then I'll switch back to the 220. 220 is the finest grit I've got for this thing. Now this I want to remember for when I do the salt grinder. Pen mandrel works pretty good. It fits just right up the hole here that I drilled. Now I can sand this end quite easily. I was wondering how I was going to be able to grab onto this end, you know, without marking it. Well, as you can see here, I've taken the chuck off, and Not as sure tight. There we go. A lot of friction on that little piece of rubber there. Anyway, yeah, I just got these rubber washers here just to aid in giving it friction. Now for the polish, I don't think I need quite as much friction. Just have to hold it tight. I think this rubber washer here will probably be enough, unless I really squeeze on it. And I should be able to get right in there. Well, I think it's going to match up pretty good to the body. But I think that's going to be tomorrow.